HOA put up an electric fence to block me from my own ranch. I sued and made it disappear. What would you do if your neighbor's HOA built a fence to cut you off from your own land, then shocked you for trying to cross it? For Clara Martinez, a third-generation rancher in the rolling hills of Colorado's San Luis Valley, this wasn't a hypothetical. Her family's 200-acre ranch had been a haven for grazing cattle and harvesting timber since her great-grandfather staked the claim in 1890. But in 2023, her new neighborhood gated community called Silver Pines, run by a ruthless HOA, decided her ranch was an eyesore. Without warning, they erected an 8-foot electric fence along her property line, blocking the only access road to her grazing pastures. The first time Clara tried to open the gate, a jolt of electricity sent her sprawling. This isn't just a fence, she thought, gripping her stinging arm. This is war. Clara wasn't one to back down. She'd faced droughts, blizzards, and coyotes, but this was different. The HOA, led by Karen Whitmore, a self-proclaimed community visionary, claimed the fence was to protect property values and keep Clara's unsightly cattle from wandering near their manicured lawns. Never mind that Clara's ranch predated Silver Pines by a century. Karen's emails dripped with condescension. Your cows are a nuisance, and we have every right to secure our investment. Clara fired back, citing her legal access rights under the 1844 Sangre de Cristo land grant, which guaranteed her family use of the land for grazing and timber. The HOA ignored her, doubling down with a $500 daily fine for trespassing if she crossed the fence. The truth was uglier than Clara expected. She hired a local attorney, Miguel Torres, who dug into county records and uncovered a bombshell. The HOA had bribed a corrupt surveyor to falsify boundary lines, claiming 20 acres of Clara's land as their own. The electric fence wasn't just about aesthetics, it was a land grab. Miguel also found that the HOA hadn't obtained permits for the fence, violating Colorado's Water Quality Control Act by disrupting a creek that fed Clara's pastures. They thought they could bully a small-time rancher into submission, Miguel told Clara. They picked the wrong fight. Clara's resolve hardened. She rallied her neighbors, many of whom were descendants of the original settlers with similar land grant rights. At a town hall, emotions ran high. An unexpected ally emerged. Sophia Nguyen, a Silver Pines resident who'd moved from Denver seeking peace, not conflict. Sophia had overheard Karen bragging at a board meeting about teaching the locals a lesson. Disgusted, Sophia leaked HOA meeting minutes to Clara, revealing Karen's plan to expand the fence further if Clara backed down. I didn't sign up for this, Sophia said, her voice shaking. This isn't about property values, it's about power. The confrontation came to a head in October 2023. Clara, backed by Miguel and a dozen neighbors, marched to the fence with bolt cutters. Karen and the HOA's lawyer, Todd Grayson, were waiting, flanked by private security. You're breaking the law, Karen shrieked, pointing at the cutters. Clara held her ground. This is my land, Karen. You're the one who's trespassing. The standoff drew a crowd, including a reporter from the Colorado Sun, whose live stream went viral. As tensions peaked, Sophia stepped forward, holding up the leaked minutes. Tell everyone why you really built this fence, she shouted. Karen's face drained of color, but she doubled down, claiming the documents were fabricated. The HOA's arrogance was their undoing. In court, Miguel presented a mountain of evidence. The falsified survey, unpermitted construction, and Sophia's testimony. The judge wasn't amused. This HOA acted like a mini-dictatorship, she ruled, granting a preliminary injunction to halt fence construction. But Clara didn't stop there. She countersued for damages, citing emotional distress, lost grazing revenue, and the cost of dead cattle stranded without water. The trial in March 2024 was a bloodbath, for the HOA Karen's smug demeanor crumbled under cross-examination as Miguel exposed her lies. The surveyor, facing perjury charges, flipped, admitting the bribe. The courtroom gasped when Sophia took the stand, her voice steady as she recounted Karen's vendetta against Clara's family. Karen's empire collapsed. The judge ordered the fence torn down, awarded Clara $750,000 in damages, and slapped the HOA with a $100,000 fine for environmental violations. Silver Pine's legal fees, over $400,000, drained their reserves, forcing a special assessment that enraged residents. Karen was ousted from the board, her reputation in tatters. As the fence came down, Clara watched, her Stetson shading her eyes. "This land is ours," she said softly, patting her horse. "Always will be." But the victory was bittersweet. Neighbors in Silver Pines now faced higher dues to cover the HOA's folly, and Clara knew the scars of division wouldn't heal overnight. Clara's fight became a beacon for others. Across Colorado, ranchers and homeowners began challenging overreaching HOAs, inspired by her grit. At a community barbecue, Clara raised a glass to her neighbors, old and new. "We're stronger when we stand together," she said, her voice carrying over the valley. "Don't let anyone fence you out of what's yours." As the sun set, Sophia approached, offering a shy smile. "I'm sorry for what we did," she said. Clara nodded. "You made it right. That's what counts." What do you think was Clara's fight about more than just a fence? Should HOAs have the power to override historic land rights? Share your thoughts below.